I don't think I have enough highlighter ink or tabs to mark up everything I want to in these pages.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill, you guys. We have it. We have the line. Who did that to you? Oh my gosh. I am swooning.
Hello and welcome to my booktube channel, Jack in the Book Stack, where I talk about a wide variety of book genres and the bookish lifestyle. This is going to be a great example of the bookish lifestyle because I am getting ready to celebrate the birthday of my younger cousin. Her birthday is on September 26th, and over the past year, her and I have really bonded over our love of reading. We both like to read a variety of things: fantasy, YA fantasy, smutty books. It's been a lot of fun talking with her and getting book recommendations, swapping them back and forth. So for a gift for this birthday, I thought I would take one of my favorite romance books. This is a contemporary romance, All Rhodes Lead Here by Mariana Zapata, and I would annotate it for her. I don't think she's read it yet. I've purposely tried to downplay my love of this book so that she wouldn't read it before this gift idea, because I've had this idea for I think since Christmas. I saw Larry Reed's do this where she annotated books for her friends, and I thought it was such a sentimental, personal gift idea for book lovers that I knew I had to do this for my cousin. So I want to annotate this, and it's going to be very personal. I'm so excited for this. I already know my annotation strategy for this book. First and foremost, my cousin and I are related because both of our mothers are sisters, and we both have a very close relationship with our moms. So this book also has a great theme of a mother-daughter relationship. So the first thing that I'm going to annotate in All Roads Lead Here are elements of that mother-daughter relationship. Secondly, this book has awesome representation of a very unconventional family structure, so that is also something I want to annotate in this book. So slightly different, mother-daughter is going to be specific to that relationship, but then I want to tag other family relationships that are a little bit unconventional because that's something I really enjoyed in this book. Next, this book has fantastic outdoorsy vibes, but more importantly, small town vibes. So that is something that I'm going to annotate in this book as well. Finally, the annotation that I think is going to be the most prevalent in this read are going to be moments I love. And I suspect that that is largely going to revolve around the slow burn romance in this book and some of the characters that I love so much. I think that is going to be the most dominant color tab in these pages. I'm also going to write in it and write some of my reactions. So it's going to be like we're reading the book together, page by page. And I think that's a really cool concept. So I'm going to be a lot more artistic, I guess, in this book. I'm not an artsy person. I can't draw or anything like that. But typically I just do a basic underline or, straight to the point. But this one I want to be more descriptive or more reactive in my notes because I think that'll make it a really fun gift. I have a dedicated reading vlog for this book. If you want to hear what it's about, I'm not going to focus on that. But in this video, I'm going to read out of context quotes. So if you find that spoilery, this is your warning right here. I mean, I'm not telling you what the book's about. I'm just talking about themes and quotes I like, but I will be reading them out. So I understand if you don't want to watch this video if you're interested in reading this book. But if you're interested in kind of the sentimental, how I'm going to do this, then stay tuned. Okay, so here is the plan. This is the cover, and I want my annotations to be aesthetic. So I'm going to try to match the colors to the cover, or if not matching, at least coordinating. So here are all the annotation tabs I have that are more aesthetic. Some are going to work better than others. For example, I don't know if these go at all. It's kind of that pink and orange that throws it off. So I am going to put this one aside. Here are some others. I kind of like this one, and this one isn't bad. Purple and blues, no, that doesn't really go. These ones, there might be some. So here's the problem, because you can see I've already used some of these. I would love to use this color, but I used that already for tabbing, so I don't have as many left. I really want to use this deep maroon color. And there's some left. I'll probably choose this for one of the themes that I don't expect to tab too much. And then I also have to be careful because a lot of these tabs, when they're out of the stack and in the book, they kind of blend together. So I need to choose colors that are still different from each other. So I have like 4 things I want to tab. I was thinking of a 5th thing. I would love to tab moments of grumpy sunshine, but that's also moments I love. So it could really go in either. So I think I'll just try to settle on 4. I need 4 tabs with the moments I love one being like a full stack so I won't run out. Something I do remember about this book is how often our main character, Aurora, has to pee, or talks about peeing, or stops to pee. So I decided to do a little count. She mentioned it for the first time on page 50, and I think I'm gonna start a pee count. Seems like a good thing to annotate, no? On page 52, Aurora is talking about her first hike, and she's saying the whole thing had felt a lot farther than a half mile. I started bitching about 5 minutes in at how thirsty I was and how much I regretted refilling an old water bottle I found on the floor of my car so that I wouldn't have to carry the entire gallon. I'd had a harder time breathing than I would have expected. I'd been panting and sweating, and I underlined that because I can relate. I said, that's me every time I go hiking. I can't exactly tab that with a color because it's not a moment I love. I just really, really relate.
The really bad thing about these dark green tabs I'm using for the mother-daughter moments is that it really blocks out the text. It is not transparent. So, cousin, sorry about that. I'm trying to place them carefully so it doesn't hide anything important.
Nobody ever told you how hard it was to make friends as an adult, but it was hard. Real hard. Moment I love. I don't think I have enough highlighter ink or tabs to mark up everything I want to in these pages because I just love this scene so much. So Aurora just gets home and Amos is like in extreme pain and she's trying to decide what to do about it. And this one scene is so funny. Did you have diarrhea? His head jerked, but he didn't say anything. Everybody gets diarrhea. Okay, what stranger, especially a teenage boy, wanted to talk about diarrhea with someone they had literally met less than a month ago? Maybe just me. I just love this whole section, and I know I adore the pages to come, so I'm going to be highlighting like mad. But I don't typically like kids in books, and I like this teenager. It's like one of the few exceptions, but he is so much fun. And so having the scene where he's like in pain and sick and she's trying to figure out what to do is just warming my heart. But I have to figure out how to tab this because like I said, I just want to black it out with highlighter because I love it so much. You can't die on me, Amos. I swear, I won't be able to live with myself if you do. You're too young. You have too much left to live for. I'm not as young as you, but I've still got at least 40 years left in me. Please don't let your dad kill me either. Aurora is going into Amos's room to check on him after he got back from the hospital, so she knocks on the door and he's, what? Come in. So she goes in. I peeked my head inside and found Amos on the bed in boxers and a deep green t-shirt that said Go Soldier on the front of it. He glanced up from the game console he was holding in his hands and yelped before throwing his hands over his crotch, his face growing red. Nobody cares what you've got under there but you, Am, his uncle chuckled. Am I really highlighting every single piece of dialogue in this phone conversation? Absolutely. I love how Aurora's ex's mom just called her. Aurora's trying to avoid them and she decided to answer the phone because she knows this woman will not leave her alone and this woman is horrific. And I just absolutely love this conversation. So I'm just highlighting all the dialogue of this phone call and I love it. I am gushing over this reread right now. Aurora's trying to get off the phone with her and she says, Mrs. Jones, I'm really busy. I tell you to tell Caden I said hi, but I don't really care. You don't mean that. I'm pretty sure I do. I don't know what he wants to talk about, but I have no interest in having any more conversations with him, much less with you. You haven't heard what he wants to talk to you about. Because I don't care. Look, I really do have to go. I'm sure he can talk to Tammy Lynn. I didn't need to go there, but it was worth it. Aurora, you don't understand. I know you'd like to hear what he has to say. No, I don't. I'd say good luck, but you're all going to keep making money off what I did anyway, so I don't need to wish it on you. Please don't bother calling me again. Love that. Isn't that the most empowering speech? Even if you haven't read the book without knowing the background, I'm sure there's plenty of people who would love to tell off their mother-in-law, especially their ex-mother-in-law. So I love this whole conversation when she finally gets to do that, and trust me, this woman deserves a good telling off. I just finished chapter 8, and I wrote my cousin a little note at the end of this chapter here asking what she thinks of the slow burn romance element, because when page 142 and our love interests have met, but there's absolutely no chemistry. There's no romance other than Aurora just finding Rhodes incredibly attractive. But he's still very much grumpy and she's still very much a sunshine. And that's something that people either love or hate about Mariana Zapata's books, is their slow burn romance. So I'm connecting with my cousin here by asking her what she thinks of it, because 142 pages in, I'm wondering if she's going to be feeling restless. But for me, as I say here, I just love Aurora so much and this whole journey that she's on to rediscover herself and start over, that I'm so engaged with her story and all the characters that we're meeting, how charming they all are, this small town. So I really connect with all of that. So that is the note that I wrote here to just do a little bit of a check-in. I just highlighted a massive section in the book for mother-daughter connection. But oh God, I'm really feeling it right now. So this is the part that we really understand what happened to Aurora's mom, and she's just going into the guilt that she feels over it and how people hounded her afterwards. And I'm not gonna read it because I really don't want to be that spoilery, but oh my gosh, it's just so heartbreaking. And oh God, I'm really feeling it. I wonder what my cousin's gonna feel when she reads this, because like I said, we are connected because our moms are sisters and we're both really close with our moms. So I wonder if she's gonna feel as like emotional as I am when she reads this part and understands what Aurora's going through, what she has gone through over the years. I need some romance to make me feel better now because this part's tough. At the very start of chapter 11, Aurora says, "Resigned that I wasn't going back to sleep. I rolled up and got out of bed once another glance of my phone confirmed it was 7:30 and instantly peeked out my window. There was a dull, repetitive sound coming from out there. It was Mr. Rhodes, chopping wood, shirtless. And I mean shirtless." I wrote a note here because what's so ironic about this, like this scene in particular, is for my cousin's birthday party, we're going axe throwing. And so I wrote her a note. I hope you know, I'm gonna be thinking about this scene the entire time we're at the birthday party. Oh, this is definitely getting tabbed. "Mr. Rhodes?" He grunted, and I took that as my sign to ask my question. "Does anyone ever call you Toby?" There was a pause. Then he asked, "What do you think?" in the closest thing I'd heard to a pissy tone. I almost laughed. "No, I guess not." I waited a second. "You definitely look more like a Tobers." Like, can you imagine this, like a super grumpy guy and this sunshine girl is saying, "Can I call you Toby?" Oh, I can't. Okay, I've gotten 182 pages into the book. And oh my gosh, this is taking so long. I have a lot of tabs. I honestly want to tab on every single page because there's something that I really love on each one, but I'm gonna run out of tabs so quickly. I'm already having to use my red ones and my dark green ones sparingly. But what's difficult is like I showed you, they're so dark, they hide the text. So I'm trying to put them like at the top and the bottom of the page. So yeah, this is why like I love aesthetic tabs, but it's not always practical. Like it looks good with the cover, but it's not practical. So I have to make sure I'm using them sparingly for that reason, and also because I'm running low. But I'm having a great time. It's such a long book that this is gonna take me so long. like highlighting and writing little personal notes makes it take so much longer, but I just can't stop thinking about what my cousin will think when she's reading this. I wonder if she'll have like the same opinions. I'm gonna need to request like real-time text message updates when she's reading this, like responses to my notes. I don't know if she's gonna do that. But I have to put this down now. I have to go grocery shopping, I have to make dinner, get ready for the work week and everything. So I'm gonna have to try to read this after work this week because our party is next weekend and I need to wrap this all cute. She always wraps gifts so brilliantly. Like she watches like TikToks of like cute creative ways to wrap presents. So I'm trying to like think of a cute way to wrap this up. Hasn't come to me yet. This is not my forte, but I'm gonna try. So anyways, good start. I am swooning. So many lines here are highlighted because Rhodes is starting to warm up to Aurora. I mean, he even laughed. He even laughed and he's being encouraging. And then we have our first use of the nickname here, Angel. Oh my gosh, swooning. I am gonna run out of these green tabs for things I love so fast. It's already, the stack is dwindling.
This is not a drill. This is not a drill, you guys. We have it. We have the line. Who did that to you? Oh my gosh, I am swooning.
I just got to the part in the book that made me want to tab for unconventional family structure. And I have to say that this is so amazing. It's something that is very underrepresented in books. Something other than the typical mother, father, children structure. I love seeing not only found family, but just different ways families are set up. I think there is a great opportunity to see more of that, and All Roads Lead Here definitely has it. I really like how she handled this. Aurora is just so cool. Someone found out her secret and she's like, you know, we're good, right? I prefer to secret, but I'm not mad that you know. I just don't like to tell everybody. And she's like, it's okay that you know. And so the other person says, are you going to tell Amos? She says, I will one day, but I'd like to be the one to tell him. If you do it accidentally or if you don't feel comfortable keeping a secret, I understand that too. No, it's your business. I'm just sorry I didn't tell you sooner. I like that. It's so mature. So cool. Like, I want to be friends with Aurora. So understanding. Oh my gosh, the pressure is on to finish this thing, but I am having such a good time. I'm on chapter 20 or page 318. Oh, okay, I need to keep going. Our girl is setting out on another hike, and it is so sweet. Here she's saying, I started the hike with a smile on my face, even though my soul felt a little heavier than normal, but not for bad reasons. Missing my mom made me sad, but that wasn't a bad thing. I just hoped she knew I still missed her and thought of her. So sweet. I said what I said, and I will die on that hill. Men written by women are greater than real life. I don't know if the book is gonna make my cousin cry like it's making me cry right now. I am ridiculous, but yeah, it gets me. I just finished and without a moment to spare because the birthday party is tomorrow. But here is how the annotations turned out. I think they turned out pretty cute. I definitely ran out of dark green and red tabs, which I knew I would, but I had to use them sparingly anyways. But I have notes throughout, beautiful highlights. I hope she loves this book.